Let's just adjust it real quick before we get started.
I think that's fine. I feel like we're
I
still.
feel like it's funny looking. Sorry guys, technical difficulties.
Okay. Dude. Sorry, guys. You guys get a little close up of Aubrey
Freely.
Freely before we start.
Aubrey.
Right there. Should be good.
Alright, you guys, what's up? Welcome to our live review. This is going to be the live review on She-Hulk, as it is titled. Which is called "Is This Not Real Magic?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a really cool episode. I really enjoyed it. Overall, just magic. Anything with magic, with comedy, it's entertaining. What do you think?
Well, what's up, guys? I am Aubrey. Aubrey Freely. This is Efren. I thought it was a pretty good episode. As in comparison to the other episodes, I thought the other episodes were a bit, I guess, cringy and somewhat corny, especially the last episode. I don't know if you liked the last episode, but the whole Megan Stallion thing at the end with the twerk. I mean, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, why is She-Hulk twerking?
Why is she
Which
the one
bothered me a little bit. I'm like, she never done this in like comic books, but I guess we're in a different time now where we're trying to get more attention from the younger crowd, right? I think this one's all right. I actually want to see more. I wanted to see more. What do you call this? The Wrecking Crew, because they were introduced in the beginning. The last part of the last episode, they were, there was a little cliffhanger of the Wrecking Crew. I want to see more of like the origin, or how how they became the Wrecking Crew, if they're gonna get powers from the Asgardian technology,
the weapons.
So, but other than that, it was cool. I mean, the episode's not so bad, right?
But before we actually get started, first we just want to go ahead and give a special shout out to our Crown Knights. Thank you so much for your guys' support, for all of our Patreon fans. Also, shout outs to all of our subscribers, for the people that subscribe and for the people watching. Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up.
Or you can like it too, right? And of course, shout out to our patron knights, of course, which is Invincible, and Jason Beltran. Thank you for following. And of course, guys, if you guys have already seen the chain reaction, it's already been posted a week ago. So that's what our channel's known for. You can go ahead and check that out later on after this live review, or just come back to this live review and we can talk more about the She-Hulk stuff. Don't feel too timid to go ahead and put your comments. We'd like to know what your thoughts are about this show so far, the series. It's not the strongest series, I'll tell you that right now, as far as like overall from the other stuff that we've gotten in the past with Marvel. But it's okay. I do like She-Hulk. I like the character in the comic books. This is a different take from She-Hulk, from my understanding. But the actress is doing her part. So let's start with the beginning. I mean, there was an introduction with Donnie Blaze, and of course he is a former student that studied the mystical arts.
Not a former. He got kicked out.
Okay, well, he's a former. He was a former student, and he got kicked out because of his ethics, I believe. And now he's using the mystic arts for monetizing. He wants to.
He's trying to make a living. Damn, you're in LA. Living costs in LA.
This is shot in LA, right? This is taking place in LA, Los Angeles.
They even said
that's true. Yeah.
So living costs in LA is, as you guys know, it's really not cheap. You gotta have money. So he's obviously trying to do whatever he can to make money, especially with inflation in today's society.
Gas prices.
It's insane. So as you can see, he's doing anything he can. He would do all these little cheap magic tricks. He really is practicing mystical arts. However, he's really not practicing the right way. So at any given moment, he can cause like a ripple effect, is what basically Wong was saying, that can cause like bad shit to happen. So
he's already known. Wong knows, he is Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, so he knows what's up. He knows, like Doctor Strange has made mistakes about trying to erase people's memories, and No Way Home with Spider-Man, so he knows the effects and the consequences with some of these spells.
Yeah, he's been through his fair share of crazy shit going on. So he knows, no, I'm not gonna let some damn student, former or student that got shunned out, got kicked out because he decided to not practice the right way. You know,
You're just jealous.
You're just jealous. You're just jealous.
You're just
Look
jealous
at my magic.
because I know magic. I know how to make birds and make birds
Rabbits. And send
birds-
people to other dimensions.
Birds and rabbits appear from nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought Donnie Blaze was a pretty funny character. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's in the comic books per se. At first, I was like, wait, Donnie Blaze? I know there's a Johnny Blaze who's Ghost Rider. That's a Johnny Blaze character. But I thought it was all right. Not really a big character, but they just use him for comic relief and to kind of like justify the mystic arts. And I like the fact that in Wong's world, and then of course in the judicial system, in the American laws,
That was funny.
like that the laws here in America does not mean anything to me because
anything.
I'm from a different place and that we have different laws.
But the
And-
funny thing is that he's actually trying to use these laws to prevent someone from practicing magic.
Well, that's when you
that's
need.
what's funny.
That's
right
when
there.
you need. Well, then the hypocrisy comes there is like, well, to an extent, but if it takes an American law to get rid of someone who's using mystical arts the wrong way, then that's considered illegal. So since we are in American soil, we can use American laws to justify it. All right, whatever.
The American. What do you say? The American book, American law book is what they call it. That was.
No, he was talking about the mystic book.
Yeah, he was talking
used the name
about
of
the
mystic
book. Yeah, she goes, no. This
Yeah.
is the American law book. Look at that too.
And they do have a matcher that's like equivalent, like their version of Tinder, or whatever dating apps. Of course we saw this in the trailer, so we know that She-Hulk's gonna end up like dating some random people because I guess she needs some man in her life. Yeah, sure. She needs something
Well,
to
that
release
it's
all that stress. You need something to release all
Yeah,
that
and
stress
it kind of
from.
sucks that because
and-
they want actually She-Hulk. They don't want Jennifer. So that's where it kind of gets to her. Like, wait.
No. She started off as Jennifer Walters,
Exactly.
and she wasn't getting any matches because of her being regular Jennifer Walters. So the moment that she got a notification that she's not getting any matches, then she figured, okay, cool, let me use my alternate version, my alter ego, which is She-Hulk, and I think maybe that would appeal to the opposite sex. And when she did, she got all kinds of random attention,
Dude.
all kinds of attention,
That was
and I thought the dating scene was pretty funny because we've seen something like this before in the past films. We've seen, like comic relief and dating and stuff like that. What matches and whatnot. But I like that one guy though. He looked like Spawn though. I forgot the guy's name. The
Yes.
actor's name who looked like Spawn. Who played Spawn in the 90s. But he was just asking her like, how much do you bitch?
Damn, if you bet.
It's like,
I
I'm
guarantee
like-
you that's something Aubrey Freely would ask if he goes on his dates. How much can you bench?
I do not ask girls.
I could bench 450
I do not.
in one arm.
Could not ask girls how much they bench. I would.
He would say, "Can I bench you?"
No, you know what? I would probably talk less of myself unless if they're interested. If they ask questions about me, then yeah, I'll talk about it. But sometimes we tend to be salesmen in the in a day-to-day basis we're selling ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'll probably talk a little bit about myself, but then not too much to where it's gonna bore the person. But yeah, I wouldn't ask a girl how much she benches. It depends what she's doing. If she's all about fitness, yeah, then I'll be like, dude, like your quads are like, dude, how much squats do you do a day? I'll ask questions like that. I think just to kind of like an icebreaker to find like some sort of a common ground to talk about.
Yeah. What about the guy who actually bounced on her and had her pay for the bill?
Dude,
that was
that-
hilarious.
Okay, look, check this out.
Felicity boys.
Check this out. On the first
Boys.
date, how would you go about on the bill? Would you pay for it for the
I
bill?
always do,
On the first
especially
date.
if I'm the one asking.
Okay, you're
that
asking the girl
person,
out on the first date.
Like, let's go out on a date.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm already in my mind. I'm gonna pay regardless whether I score or
Okay.
not. Whether I feel her or not, I'm still gonna pay because I'm the one asking her to go out.
How much have you spent on the first date?
On the first
The most
date,
you've ever spent on the
the
first
most
date?
I've spent was $10. Not just kidding. No, I spent like $200,
Bro.
$250, somewhere around there.
$250.
somewhere around there. Only
Man,
drinks, food.
I spent.
I mean, come
on
on,
the
you
first
go some
date.
good
I
places.
have spent.
$20.
Woo! No, on the first date, at one point, I think I spent about $700
Jesus, I don't
on the
know.
first date. No, but see, we were already feeling each other, and
How would you know if it's
no, we
first date?
already had a chemistry. I actually knew this girl 6 years prior
Then that's
to the
that's
date.
different, bro. That's
That's
like,
different.
then
So
that's-
I've known this girl already, and we've had some mutual feelings for each other prior to the first date. But it was actually the first time I've actually asked her on the first date, and I actually took her to the first date. So I wanted to make it special. So there was movie, there was food, and there was dancing. There was a club. So yeah, it kind of equivalent to $700.
Yeah.
So remember, you're spending in LA. Like anywhere you go in LA, you'll be spending a lot of money. You'll be spending a lot of money. I don't even want to
that shit just depends where you go, really.
We went to like 4 different places on our first date, so
Yeah.
4 different places. So I'm sure, like for me and her, I'm spending everything. But I did invite her. But on the second date, the second date was cool. I was still spending. I was still paying for everything. Look, I don't know. How does
last
this
place
work,
was
dude?
at the home.
How does it? When do you start going 50-50? I'll ask you guys. When do you start going 50-50 on the date, though? Is it going to be on the 4th date? Is it when you guys are exclusive? I mean, that's the tricky part right there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in all reality, I was just raised to.
We're talking about
always be
dating
like-
now. This is like we're not even talking about She-Hulk.
But it's the majority of it.
Majority
the
is
episode
about
was
dating.
about her
It's
and
about
like
dating.
dating and
Yeah,
like
this is like
trying
real
to
life.
find someone that she can, and she found someone, the good old doctor who.
But answer the question though. Like and this for you guys. Like,
I wouldn't know because I was raised
When do you
always to be
start-
the man to pay.
I get it, and I'm down with that too. I'll pay, but remember, the opposite sex wants equal opportunity. So
Yeah. Usually,
where does the equal opportunity come in with the date?
see, there's usually like. That's more like when you're like on the second, third day, then it's like, all right, cool. Then she'll probably cover the next one, But in the first one, you always want to make a good impression as a man.
No, I get it.
You don't
I
want
get
to
it.
be like that one guy that's like how it was with her, where he just like, well, it was nice meeting you. And then he answers the phone, he goes, yeah, she's more like a 6, so it's like, all right.
Dude, I would never look at the bill like that. I would never get to check and be like, look at the bill and look at her. That's just douchey right
See, like-
there. But see, okay, so
right,
this is
gotta
what
go.
I do. This is what I do. On the first date, I always take the bill. I'll grab that bill, like, give it that.
The
What are you
rip
doing?
it.
What are you doing? You're stupid. No, stop being
You're
dumb.
stupid, and then that's how
Stop
she
being dumb.
leaves.
No, but
You
we
call
need
me
joking.
stupid?
No joking way. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And at the same time, on the second date, while I'm grabbing a check, I probably kind of test to see if she'll try to grab a check. And even though she grabs a check or not, like I'll still pay for it. She takes a check, I'll still take it away from her.
See, I know the most recent date that I had, we went out for like hookahs, drink, and some food. And it's crazy. I mean, she was actually like being, she's like, you let's go half and half. I was like, nah, that's cool. I got it. Like, but I just like the fact that she had that into consideration from the beginning instead of just trying to look at me to say, hey, are you gonna just spend or pay for the bill? Like right off the bat, as soon as it was coming in, she's like, do you want to do half and half? Or like, I told her, no, I'm gonna pay for it because I asked you to come.
Bala, watch out.
So
Sorry.
but it was I had a great time. I hope this is gonna happen again. So, anyways,
As
back
long
to
as you're paying, we can make this happen again.
oh definitely I'll
As
pay for
as
that.
as long as it's not.
I'll
as-
pay for a second day. That's for sure.
As long as it's not hurting my bank account, I don't mind you paying. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, it's everyone's different, and there's no right
Yeah, there's some people that
or
just
wrong.
don't believe
But
in that.
if you're gonna believe in equal opportunity, let's make some changes. But hey,
Yeah.
but anyway, going back to She-Hulk, Wong's back. I like the fact that Wong's back. He is a fan
Dude.
favorite. This is the second time seeing him. We're seeing more of like Marvel cameos of different heroes coming in to make a cameo, and this has been mentioned too.
I like how
with
you,
She-Hulk.
how you brought up that earlier when we were watching and doing the review, which later on we'll be posting our reaction video there, so you'll be able to have the link to watch it. But I actually liked how you brought up how every single episode there's always a superhero or like a Marvel character
Well, she
that
said
comes
that.
out.
She said that in the last episode.
Yeah,
she's
that's
like,
what she said.
it's not like I'm gonna have every every like character from Marvel to like make a cameo.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
wait a
like-
minute, except for Wong. Oh,
And
except
this-
for this person
And this person, he goes, just
And
remember
Hulk,
whose
of
show
course.
this is.
Yeah, just
She's
remember
like,
whose show this is. This is still my
it's
show.
still my show.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do like Wong. Again, he's so funny.
Especially this episode. He was incredibly awesome,
He
dude.
was funny in this one. Especially
Madison. Let's talk about Madison. I love this chick.
he
She's
ends
so
up-
cool.
He meets Madison King, and Madison King. I've met girls like
Madison
her.
with a double N.
I've met Madison King.
And a Y.
I've met Madison King so many times. Like Madison King girls, I've met those type of girls so many times at a club, and it's so like to the T with Madison King. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, like where?
The
It's like,
flowers
where- the
smells
flowers-
like nothing.
Oh my gosh, like I just had to go through like to like this demon place, and like
And
this
it was
demon told me
fun, and then it was scary.
it was hot and it was cold, and he said I shouldn't say anything because he's gonna kill me. Like, dude, I've met girls like
Gonna
that at a
kill
club.
my family, and I just hate drama.
I mean, do you find that attractive?
No, I just think that's kind of
Yeah, he does.
funny.
Yeah, he does.
You know, like I think it's funny because I
That's at
know
first
some
sight.
girls that are like that, and
That's at first sight.
I could just picture like girls like some of my friends too. That are some of them that are like that, like kind of a little bit airheads.
No, ditzy.
But did see airheads, but still,
doesn't stop
they're
drinking
so
alcohol?
cool. They're still cool people to be around with because they actually hype up the party, or like all of a sudden it could get quiet.
Oh,
and
yeah,
and all you
it's
hear,
my birthday,
you just hear
bitch.
it coming in and it's just starting everything back up. Like, oh shit. So but yeah, I mean, there's obviously here in Hollywood, man. It's us. You gotta find a lot of those type of girls, you know. But it was just the chemistry
lot.
between Wong. I don't know how all of a sudden they became like besties. It was just funny. She was over there watching Sopranos or watching I don't know what other show
He was
they were
watching Sopranos.
I know at the beginning they were watching, but I don't know towards at the end when in the actual after credits when they were eating popcorn, they were going over what kind of drinks they enjoy drinking. That I don't know what they were watching there, but that was just hilarious. How she's like, "What do you like drinking?" And then all of a sudden, what did it end up with?
No, she just started naming all these drinks, and then one was like, "Oh, I've drink. Look, no tonic. Yeah, that's my favorite drink." And
Yeah.
the
She
Sex
goes,
and the Beach.
"Oh,
Yeah,
mommy."
I've never drank that before, and yeah, I like the little chemistry. I think Madison King's character, the actress who played her, I think she did a pretty well job playing a ditzy drunk chick because
Yeah.
that's exactly how a ditzy
Dude,
drunk chick
that's how the
acts
episode was.
in the clubs.
Oh,
Like,
we have a comment section. Oh yeah, Osvaldo Santos. Shout outs to, and he said shout outs to my boys killing it. That's right. That's my boy right there. That's my brother. So shout outs to my brother real quick. Thank you so much for your comment.
five.
We appreciate you. And I
Is
know.
he like right there?
No, he's at home. We were actually gonna meet up in a bit, just so we can watch the football game. It's gonna be the Rams versus
There's a game today.
Yes.
The Rams what versus
The
what?
Rams versus damn it, I forgot.
You're gonna spend like 30 minutes trying to look for it. Huh?
No, I can't. Not that
He always does. It was a look. Now he's
It's
searching.
just I only do it because I really hate
here
leaving
comes-
it off. Like
Here comes the that dead time, that dead air. Like he does that dead air all the time. Look at
Rams versus the Bills. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
god!
was like 30 minutes.
I just felt
Look
like
at
one of those ditzy
Oswald-
girls. Hey, even Osvaldo named the
Osvaldo's
Bills.
like Bills, dude. Like he,
Oh my
everyone
God.
always like, oh, I can't find something. Like, we
Let me
spend like
look it
30
up.
minutes, and then while he's live, he's gonna spend 30 minutes looking for something,
Hey,
and then he's live. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
thanks, Osvaldo.
thank you, Osvaldo, for backing me up there.
So yeah, but.
That's right.
So the check and bill, I thought that was pretty funny. Because that does happen where the two people would like look at the check and see who's gonna pay for
Yeah,
it.
because they didn't come to agreement at the beginning. They're like, you have it? Do I have it? Technically, usually it would be the man, but now that women want
See, I have a
change
buddy. I'm
that.
not gonna say his name, but I have a buddy who calls me about his dating experience, and he actually ended up splitting with the girl. He told the girl, "Hey, you don't mind if I take like half of it, right? And then you take care of your part of the bill, right?" I'm like, "Bro, why did you do that?" And it's like, "Well, because it's not a date. I thought that I just invited her to come in and like
Have dinner with me.
have some like friendly dinner." I'm like, "Bro, that's a date. It's only you and her, right? Are you interested in her?" "Yeah, I'm interested in her."
Well, that's why I invited her.
Right, that's why I invited her. I'm like, okay, so why are you putting her on the friend mode if you're asking her out, and like, what are you trying to pursue out of this? And it's like, well, I didn't tell her that, I didn't know that
I didn't know.
we didn't establish that we were going on a date. And
We didn't establish that I was
I was
supposed
like,
to
bro,
pay for everything.
I was like, bro, so what happened? What happened? Do you have a second date? Like, no, she completely ghosted me.
Oh shit! Then you wonder why,
Bro. Like, did she pay for
Oh,
her bill?
man.
And he was like, yeah, she paid for her bill, and she did not look happy. I was like,
She did not look happy. That was the sweet cherry on top right there.
I mean, jeez, like,
Man, hey, come talk to Dr. Phil. I'll help you out.
I mean, I get it. If it's not a date, are you still gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's tricky. So you have to establish everything in the beginning.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
what
like,
your intentions are, really.
I feel like
from
this
the
is a
beginning.
lifestyle video right now, talking about dates
More
and
than
stuff.
this. But let's get back to Jennifer here, or She-Hulk. I mean, the doctor that she ended up dating, everything was
the
going
guy she ended
well.
up dating is he's a pediatrical oncologist.
As soon as he said that, her ears just went up.
Because
She's
Bruce
like,
Bruce is a scientist doctor as well, so she's attracted to that.
Yeah,
Not
smart.
that she's attracted to
Yeah, 'cause
Bruce,
the
but
other
she's
ones were
attracted
like,
to smart guys, or guys who.
What's he got? I
Or
you know,
first
I didn't
responders.
like my boss. I don't like him, so I kicked him. So I became an entrepreneur, and which is to be determined. That was the guy who ends up having to bounce on her and didn't even pay for the bill.
First off, like they do their thing. Wong gets help from her, and then she ends up like getting rid of the demons for him, right?
Yeah, so she went back to
And
business.
Look. This show is okay. It's not bad. It's not great either, but
It has its moments.
I think Marvel and DC are kind of getting too involved with like the agendas right now,
And
and
the
I don't
politics.
want to say much, but then like they're trying to like feed on to like just like
and I
things
get
that
it.
are really cringe. I don't even want to say the word, because if I say the word, I feel like I'm gonna get canceled. But I think they really need to focus on like
A bunch of
the
gremlins
char-
are gonna come in.
I think they need and the story, and stop stuff that's just unnecessary. Like, okay, look, small things like what the guy was reading. The guy was the guy she was dating. After she leaves, he was agreeing to everything she says, right? And I get it. I mean, some guys do that. Some guys will just say whatever they want in bed, whatever,
Yeah,
whatnot.
especially that big giant green
But at the
xenomorph.
end, he was like, book. I don't even want to say what kind of book it is, but he was reading some like what it says, like bad feminists, and then something, and then
Bad
gay at
feminist
the
or
end.
something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get it, but is it necessary to have that part in the scene?
Yeah.
Like, this is like some of the weird things that I'm seeing with She-Hulk.
That shouldn't be
and
involved.
and
with
it's
the
like,
show.
dude, you're taking it away from the story.
Exactly.
That twerking at the end of the
third episode
of the last episode
And Megan Thee Stallion. I mean,
was unnecessary. I've never seen, like, having to see She-Hulk twerking at the end of the last episode. I'm like, okay, why are
of
we?
all these like
No, but
acting
why
clips.
do we have this here? Why do we have this in our superhero film? Like, what does?
I get it. They're
What
trying
is this
to
accomplishing?
Attract, they're trying to attract the younger generation.
And I guess
that's
Megan Thee
into
Stallion
this.
is like a public figure. She's an artist. She's all this, but like, why are we attracting all this? I mean, why are we putting all this stuff?
Yeah,
in there?
we're bringing in
It
the wrong
makes
crowd.
no. It makes
But it's true.
it makes no sense putting that in there. Yeah, it just takes it away from the premise of the show. That's what I'm kind of like, and I think Marvel's doing stuff like that where they're really trying to like.
Bring in today's society.
I really don't want to say the
agendas.
word. I don't want to say the word because we're live, and I don't want us to get canceled. But there's just like, dude. Okay, look. All in all, I think Marvel just needs to focus on the characters and the story, and that's it. You know, stop like shoehorning things that are just unnecessary to feed into like a certain type of generation. And anyway, that's my gripe on that, guys. So
Yeah, a lot. I mean,
that's my honest review on it. I'm not gonna say like I'm gonna like every show of Marvel.
But you know who's
I
really
love-
notorious for doing that too? South Park. They're very notorious for
No,
bringing in
South
today's-
Park does parodies though. South Park makes fun of it.
Exactly.
They don't like try to feed off of like whatever's popular. They do, but then they make fun of it. That's the difference of South Park.
Yeah.
They don't. It's nothing like that. No.
But it's some that they always talk about today's society and try
I
to
know
bring
they
in
do.
the agenda.
I know
of what's
they
going on.
talk about it, but they make fun of it.
Yeah,
You know,
South Park is
while
very
people
funny.
are praising certain agendas, South Park is making fun of it. You know what I mean? So that's the premise of South Park. They make fun of it. They're not all about it. They actually, it's a parody. You
Yeah.
know. But anyway, going back to She-Hulk. I'm sorry for all that gripe, but you know,
No.
certain things like that is really kind of like bothersome that Marvel does. Disney does it too. They put all these like subliminal messages that just like, you know, this is grabbing this, and, you know, this and that, and that,
Yeah,
and
we
this
need to
and
get a
that.
piece of
We,
the
we gotta
pie.
get the younger people like watch this, da da
Yeah.
da. And
Remember Trent, yeah.
Star Wars, Disney does that. Star Wars does that with their last sequels of the. I hope they fix it. I think they're going to be doing. I think Star Wars is doing what a new are doing like a Old Republic. Are they doing like Old Republic series? I'm not sure. I know that the Mandalorian season three is coming out. I'm looking forward to that because I love the Mandalorian series. Look, you have strong women in the Mandalorian series, and you don't need to
Go and
establish.
shake their
Oh
booty and
yeah,
do all this shit.
well, no, they're definitely not gonna do that. But they're the portrayal of the strong women in the Mandalorian is necessary. The way they are created, you know, with Ahsoka Tano coming in, I'm loving that we're gonna get Ahsoka Tano because you know she's one of the like leading Jedi female roles of the Clone Wars series, and now we have a live action of her. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Disney and DC, they need to really like stop getting too fixated on like things that's going on with the society today. I'm sorry guys, but that's what I think about it.
So what do you think about the Titania suing Jennifer?
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was funny
I thought
for
it was
the
funny.
name, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and
'cause
that's funny because
she got served for the name, but,
trademark.
I mean-
And that's funny. See, if Jennifer were to go trademark her name, she wouldn't have to deal with this. But because Titania decided to go and copyright it, she has complete total. It's kind of like the BLM movement. You know, somebody went and trademarked it and say, "Hey, you're using the BLM. That belongs to me." And like, how do you know? Because it became a whole certain, you know, like it wasn't intended for one individual. It was intended for a group. All of a sudden, you have one person going to court and say, "Hey, I want to trademark this right here." You know. So anything that's involved with the BLM, whether you do shirts, hats, anything, like technically they can sue them, which is crazy. Yeah, and then you don't even have to be the one to create
the
it.
way I see it, if it's not trademarked, even though if you created it, even if you're the first person to think of it or thought of it, it's still not. It still doesn't belong to you until somebody trademarks it for you. So all you guys out there who are starting something new, clothing line or whatnot, make sure you trademark your stuff because anybody can just be like, it doesn't matter how long you've run your business, 4 or 5 years, as if you don't trademark your product, the name, anyone can just like trademark that and be like, hey, you know, you've been served.
Hands off of Crown Gambit, that belongs to us.
Bro,
But-
you shouldn't have said that.
But anyways,
Because we haven't trademarked that.
no, but anyways, dude, overall, that was just funny though, as far as the way that she was serving She-Hulk. So see, now that I'm starting to see Titania coming out more, I feel like she is going to be like the quote-unquote main villain of the story.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, she was mentioned already a couple of times. She does
She
a little
keeps coming back.
cameo. Maybe she did a cameo like at the end of like episode 1, I think. Yeah, I mean, she is a character of the. I think she came out in Agents of Smash. Was it
Agents of Smash.
Which I haven't watched. I'm not really a fan of any of the animated series of that Marvel's been throwing in there because I think a lot of it is more, I guess, for children, right? But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, the shows are short. To me, it still feels like a one shot, like that Marvel one shots. You know, you got short little stories of some of these like small characters. But it's okay. I like the effects though. I do like the effects. I think the effects are pretty good. I think they're improving a little bit with her look, her 3D, you know, the CGI look of She-Hulk.
Especially like all the magic that was like that just watching that, you can kind of see like how great it looks, you know, the special effects, like the visual effects, even the sound effects. It just sounds dope. Like when he's like doing his little magic to open up the portals.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds really cool. You know, and then talk about the little demon dog, whatever it was. It looked like a little gremlin, and it started evolving into this like demon dog. I wonder what is the full stage of those little small things.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what they were. I thought
they were little gremlins.
I thought that it has some sort of like a connection to Mephisto, and if you guys know, Mephisto, I think he's somewhat been mentioned already in the Marvel Universe. I don't know. Just to let you know, I haven't finished Loki yet. Season 1 of Loki. I think Efren maybe is.
I'm on the third episode.
Third episode of Loki. I'm looking to the reaction video on that as well. We haven't seen Hawkeye either. We haven't seen the season 1 of Hawkeye, but everything else I've seen, like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, I've already I've watched the full season, the first season of Miss Marvel. That one was okay. It involves a lot about like the culture of Miss Marvel's culture, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the last part, the last episode of Miss Marvel was interesting because that was the introduction of the X genes. Well, spoiler for this guy because I don't know if he's going to watch it, but yeah, Efren hasn't seen Miss Marvel yet, but it's still connected to the MCU. But other than that, yeah, it was okay. She-Hulk is fine. I'm still expecting a little bit more. I am looking forward to seeing Matt Murdock. I'm still waiting for Matt Murdock.
Yes, me too.
So I don't know if he's going to show up. Maybe I have a feeling he's going to show up at the end of the last episode.
I'm telling you, out of all her dating, I bet you Matt Murdock's going to probably be the one who gets it. Either that, or they're going to be going a case, against each other. And then that's when
probably. I mean,
it's either or. It's gonna happen.
I thought it was pretty funny how at the end of that person that she was dating who was like reading some feminist books. He at the end he was like, "Oh, what happened to the other girl? Who are you?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm the same girl." Yeah. Except without the makeup.
Without the makeup, without the.
Because that's so true. Like sometimes you meet a girl at a club. And she looks great. She's all dolled up. And for us guys, of course, she's all dolled up. She looks great. And then take her home the next day, like, you're not the same girl that I met, like 5 tequila shots ago last night, 2 a.m. at Santa Monica Boulevard. Like, no, that's me. That's still me. I just washed up like, whoa, okay.
Like The Exorcist.
Well, talk about catfish.
I know.
But I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then he just decides to leave instead of just saying, you know what, I'll get double dip.
Yeah,
what's up?
Yeah. I think that's it. I thought Madison King's character was pretty funny because that's definitely the epitome of like a lot of these drunk chicks that you meet at the club. Like, oh my god, like
she was so cool.
More shots, guys, more shots.
She was really cool though.
Efren would find her cool. I know
she seems like fun.
Efren would so find her cool, dude.
You would too.
I mean, I thought she was drunk.
I'm sure if you're at the club, you'd have been like, all right,
bro, I see girls like that at the club every Saturday night, bro.
There you go. We don't know.
And all we do is escort them out because they're too drunk. Like, girl, you need to Uber your way home like right now and drink some water, bro. Every time I see a girl like that, I just give her water because I feel like she's gonna tip over and like fall on her heels and like face plant the concrete, which I've seen too. So, not very attractive. I know Efren likes it. But other than that, this show was okay. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, this episode, I'm gonna definitely rate it maybe like I would still rate like an 8 out of 10, just because I was really entertained with Wong and Madison. Yeah, and it's just that was just funny, like overall. Also, the dating between when you have She-Hulk and all the dates that she had. Yeah. And we have someone commented, Louis Berry. What's up, Louis Berry? He wrote, worst episode yet. Enjoy Jennifer Wong drinking. No, the worst one was the last episode. The last episode of Megan Thee Stallion, that to me was one of the worst. That and the first episode. Because the first episode, I feel like it was going well, but it just went shit to floor like at the end with Titania just popping out. She whips her ass and also she's gone. Louis Berry also wrote Black Adam trailer 2 is out. Wait, wasn't it out like a few didn't it come out A while ago?
I think thanks
Or is
Liz
it the
Berry
new
for the
one?
comment. Liz Berry says Black Adam trailer 2 is out. I think the teaser was out, but now
The actual full
the
trailer?
actual full trailer
Sweet.
is out. And I know Shazam. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, the new Shazam is also
the new
out.
Shazam family, which I haven't seen yet. That one, I believe that one's out too. I think it's a teaser as well. They always put on the teasers before the trailer. But yeah. Thanks, Liz Berry. We'll definitely definitely check that out. But yeah, I agree, Lewis. This show, it's like all kinds of like agendas. To be honest with you, Lewis. I said it from the beginning. Like it's okay. It's not like. I don't know if this is the worst. I can't tell yet because I'm going to rewatch all the episodes and maybe I can determine which one's the worst one. But every episode is like, there's a lot of cringe moments to me. I mean, look, the last episode, I have to say, dude, that one part with the whole like twerking She-Hulk, unnecessary. If you watch this video from the beginning, this video alone, this live review, I just kind of like had a short little steam rant on like how bad like certain parts of how they're trying to their premise of the show is. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the second episode out of the 4 episodes happened to be the best episode overall.
Are you talking about the one with
That's when she That's when she finally becomes.
Blonsky,
with Emil
Blonsky.
Blonsky.
Blonsky. Yeah.
That one was to me.
I'm from England. But
Emily
Russian too.
Blonsky came out towards the end though. Like that was like when they said, "Oh yeah, you have to represent Emil Blonsky," and then
was that the second?
Yeah,
episode?
the second episode when she got fired and then she got a new job, but she had to be as the She-Hulk. I think that was a pretty cool.
No,
episode.
Emil Blonsky was there.
Yeah. She went to go visit him, but it's towards the end. I liked how they left the cliffhanger where he escaped, or supposedly he had escaped.
The third episode is him coming back.
Versus,
I thought Wong was going to be like his parole officer, his PO. That would make sense.
Yeah, he was the next one to get locked up, man.
because in Shang-Chi, you see him and they're like working together, trying to put a show in the Fight Club, in the superhero Fight Club. So I thought he was like the PO officer, but I still didn't understand like why Wong pulled him out, like just for the Fight Club. There's got to be a bigger.
Well, he said that he had to test his strength, or test his.
Why though?
I guess because he would have been the worthy opponent.
But why?
I don't know why.
I gotta rewatch it again.
I don't know why.
But other than that,
why do you think? Do you know? And do you think? Did you watch it, Louis Berry? Like, did you watch the episode? And do you know any reason why Wong pulled out Abomination? Like, let us know. We'll be here for a second.
No. So anyway, other than that, like that's pretty much all I can gather from this. It was all right. Look, I don't really know what to expect anymore with She-Hulk as far as like how this goes, because it seems like every episode's almost the same. I like some of the cameos. I mean, I like Bruce Banner there. I like that we get Emil Blonsky back because we haven't seen him over 10 years already.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Wong does come out in the cameo because he is a fan favorite. Everybody who doesn't like Wong, like everybody loves Wong. He's funny. I do agree with Louis. Is it Louis or Louis Berry? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, but I do like the Jennifer Wong chemistry there because I thought that was comedy. This show feels like it's more leaning towards comedy more than anything else.
Yeah, one shot take comedy.
And it's like comedy, and there's some fourth wall breaking. Maybe it's trying a little bit too hard to be Deadpool, but not so much because Deadpool is a different level of comedy.
Yeah.
But not too much. But we'll see. I guess we're gonna find out more what happens on the next episode. How many more episodes we have left? Is it 7 episodes? We're like 4th episode right now, right?
Let me see. Yeah. Let me check out the total.
So it's like 7 to 8 episodes. Usually that's Disney Disney streaming count, typical count, 7 to 8 episodes. So we'll find out more on the next episode. I do want to see more of the Wrecking Crew and see if they're gonna somehow not mutate but have some sort of a power, because they are a powered team that fights.
It's 9 episodes.
9 episodes.
So we're almost halfway. We're basically about almost halfway.
Yeah, almost halfway. Yeah, so the Wrecking Crew. I want to
And stuff
see.
come out.
I want to see what happens with the Wrecking Crew. What's their story and how they get like superpowers, or are they just gonna leave them as regular humans using Asgardian weapons?
And what's gonna happen with Abomination? Is he gonna? Are we gonna see him again, or is he long gone with his
I think.
8 wives?
I think we're done with
Yeah.
Abomination.
I honestly feel like something's gonna go down, and I have a feeling that he's gonna come back to help her out just the same way that she helped him out.
Maybe
You know,
because Abomination, he's been released, right?
exactly.
But he cannot
and he has
turn.
his 7, 8 wives.
Yeah,
Soulmates.
Abomination is a part of. He's a leader of a cult now.
Mm.
So, which is
So, but that's the thing is like, will we see another Abomination? We'll see.
another. No, like,
Not
the
another, but
same.
like, will he come back?
I don't
You
know.
know, to-
I don't know where this show is going. I don't know where this show is going.
It's
I
confusing.
don't know.
It doesn't really have
I
a.
don't know where this show is going. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know. Usually, I'm all for Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff, but when they start throwing in things in our faces, and it's like, geez, the cheesiness
Yes.
and the corniness of some of this stuff is just unreal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's so unreal.
God.
Damn. But that's that, guys. We'll
know.
find out what happens. That's for this show. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again, Osvaldo, which is the brother of Mr. Pesados. Thank you for agreeing with me because yes, he also says he agrees. Osvaldo Santos says
Yes.
I agree. Thank you, Louis Berry, for your comment as well.
And thank you for the Black Adam
I agree.
2 trailer. We're definitely gonna
Check
check that
that out.
out and probably
Jinx!
do a review.
No, okay. But that's that. My name is Aubrey Freely. Aubrey Freely. My name is Aubrey, and you can find me at Aubrey Freely _81.
My name is Efren. You can actually find me at Efren Santos on IG.
And if you guys haven't commented yet, that's fine. You guys can go ahead and post a comment. We will definitely reply to any late comments after the video.
Yes.
Go ahead and touch base with us next week. We'll do another live show on this She-Hulk. Why are we doing it? I don't know. But it's one of those like, let's see what happens. Maybe it can redeem itself.
Spark
at the
itself
end.
towards the end.
Maybe at the end, okay? And of course, we are going to be doing the live review on the House of Dragons, which I love. I love House of Dragons so far.
Yes, dude.
I love the premise. I love where the story is going,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been great. Thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you guys. We also want to give a special shout out to our Crown Knights. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment section below is there. So other than that, I think we've taken a lot of your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys next time. Anything last that you want to say?
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Peace out, you guys.
Peace.